I got a question yesterday, and the question was around when I get on a cold call with the prospects in real estate, to be precise. She was asking, "Do I book a meeting? Do I sell the products over the phone? Do I get an inspection? What exactly do I do?" And I'm going to do a video on this today because I just thought quite a number of people will probably be asking the same question. So we've trained over 30 real estate companies. So I'm going to show you from what we've done, the kind of results you can produce effectively via real estate. My name is Iyore. I'm a business consultant specialized in Salesforce management. I've trained over 23,000 salespeople across 5 countries: Nigeria, Ghana, USA, UAE, Rwanda. I'm an author of several books and resources on sales. I've been featured on a lot of media platforms to talk about successful selling. I worked in an organization where I was given a target to sell to 20 high net worth individuals in a single month. And I exceeded the target, and I was able to bring in 21 high net worth individuals in a single month. I also participated in a sales competition where I won, and I was sent to the World Cup for an all-expense paid trip. I moved to another organization where I grew my portfolio by over 100%. And I was published in newspapers as somebody who was able to sell very effectively. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you in this video what to do when you get on the phone with the prospect. Should you move the person to the phone? Should you sell the product over the phone? Should you get an inspection, or do you get a meeting so that you can know what to do to be able to get sales effectively? Like I said earlier, we've worked with over 30 real estate companies here in Nigeria. So ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let's understand what the purpose of the phone is for. A lot of times, when you work in an organization as a salesperson, real estate to be precise, you're given a sales target. Most likely, the target of a salesperson versus the target of the contact center or the call center will not be the same. And this is with the understanding that somebody who is just speaking to people over the phone, the chances of the person closing effectively, like somebody who is going to be engaging prospects face to face, can never be the same. Whoever is on the phone versus whoever is having face-to-face meetings, the person with the face-to-face meetings has an unfair advantage, over the person on the phone. So with this knowledge now, you should understand that the real purpose of the phone is to book meetings. The reason for the phone is not to sell over the phone. Now, if you're restricted and you don't have any basis or opportunity or means to be able to have face-to-face meetings, maybe because you work in a call center and your role is to engage prospects over the phone. It could also be that possibly this is somebody you had meetings with and you're trying to follow up to conclude the transaction over the phone. Or it could be that maybe this is you have a strong list of contacts. These are people you've probably done business with in the past, and you're trying to upsell them to another project, and you want to do it over the phone. That is fine. That is fine. These are the 3 reasons why you may want to engage a prospect over the phone. However, if it's somebody you've not met before, the person doesn't know you, there's no like and trust factor, the best bet is to get the person on the phone to give you the appointments. Now the question is, how do I get someone to move from the phone to the appointment? First of all, let me tell you why this is. Let me tell you one of the thoughts that are going through my mind right now. I was able to go through I watched a reality program yesterday on real estate, and I saw a lady who just joined this brokerage. And when she just joined, she almost was lost. She couldn't find her way around. She didn't know exactly what to do. She didn't know the next steps. She seemed to struggle so much. And all I could think of was the fact that there's no need for the struggle. There's no need. The principles are the same. The principles are clear, and they are the same. See, success is the application of revealed principles and means. This means that if you know the right principles and you put them to work, you will get the results no matter where you are. And the first thing is this: whenever you want to sell anything, number 1, identify your target market. You must identify your target audience. Who am I going to be selling to at this point in time? What is my niche? Am I focusing on retirees? Am I focusing on tech people? Am I focusing on young people? Am I focusing on women? Am I focusing on forex traders? Am I focusing on oil and gas professionals? Who are you focusing on at this point in time? Because you see, when it's time to sell, you need to speak to the person. The person has to know that you are talking to him or her, and you're not just giving them a pitch. So when you get on the phone, ladies and gentlemen, this niching you've done, this choosing or decision of who your target audience is, affects how you engage over the phone. I was running a seminar many years ago, and during that seminar, there was a university student there. She was just in her 200 level. And she came to this seminar because she said she wanted to start to make money by the side to take care of her needs, pay her fees and her family, and take care of her family, pay her school fees, take care of her mom, and other basic expenses. Now, we put this thing to work, and I said, who are you selling to right now? She says she wants to sell to people in the medical space. And I said, fantastic. So we get a directory of numbers, and she goes through the directory and she's able to look for people in the medical space, whether people who sell medical equipment, doctors, people who own hospitals. She just had the list there, and she gets on the phone with them. And the conversation was, hello, good afternoon. My name is, I specialize in helping medical doctors find the best properties in Lagos. We've done this for, she mentioned some other medical professionals where she's done it for, because I think she had done this, she had done some work at some point to some medical professionals, or she had told to some medical professionals in the past. We've done this for, she listed the medical professionals she has done it for. We're looking through our records and we realized we haven't done this for you. Can we come in for a meeting and walk you through what we've done for other medical professionals? The man on the phone, I'll never forget, the man said, what? I'm curious to see what you've done, the fact that you've done this for other medical professionals. And he got her in for a meeting immediately. Somewhere around Festac in Lagos here anyway. He went for a meeting immediately. So my point is, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to show you is that if you niche correctly and you bring this niching into the phone conversation, it makes your prospecting over the phone very effective and very sweet. Now, I understand that somebody may say, Iyore, but what if I don't want to niche via industry? There are other ways you can niche as well. If you're not going to niche via industry, you can also niche maybe via location. Oh, I'm selling people within this estate or within this on the island or on the mainland. So the whole idea of niching is, where do my prospects gather? Where can you find a group of people together? In industries, you can find people together. In geography, you can find people together. Geography may be based on residential, maybe based on location, like maybe a hospital, maybe antenatal, for example, they are together. So always look out for, where do people gather, so that when you're prospecting, you don't prospect with a hook. Rather, you prospect with the net, and you can get people in mass to come in to do business with you. So ladies and gentlemen, when you get on the phone, you want to move the person to a meeting. You shouldn't sell over the phone if the prospects cannot pay over the phone. If the person can pay over the phone, fantastic. Then you can be able to get the person to take action immediately over the phone. But because there's a trust factor, because you want to be able to build trust, you want to build rapport, you want the person, when the person meets you, the person feels your vibe, you want to let the person know that, hey, you've done some research about the person. It just helps you better when you're face to face with the prospects. Now, second point, I want to encourage you to move straight from the phone call to an inspection. I would encourage you to move straight from the phone call to a physical meeting or virtual meeting. Now, so a meeting can be physical or it can be virtual, right? Because the reason is, if you have if for any reason you're pitching someone in diaspora, the person is not within your vicinity, then you want to get a video call, right? It's either you get maybe a Zoom, Teams, a proper video call. Don't just make it a casual WhatsApp call. And I say this for many reasons. If you're selling high-end properties, there is a level of seriousness that is shown when you get on a Zoom call or on a Teams call or video call, because it gives you the opportunity to let the person relax. You share your screen, show the person whatever you want to show the person, ask your questions, and you're able to move the conversation to the next level. If the person, however, is insistent and says, no, I would prefer a WhatsApp call, then you can, based on the prospect's requests, settle and go for the WhatsApp call. So move the person from the phone call to the physical meeting or virtual meeting. And this is because we've seen cases so many times where I was at a speaking engagement a few years back, and in that engagement, when I started, it was a real estate conference. I started by asking, I said, how many of you sold to somebody here before, and you hadn't taken the person for any inspection, but the person bought from you? Over half of the hall of realtors, the rest of the hand, they said, yes, we've sold to people without them going for inspection. Just trying to let you know that inspection is not a requirement for sales to happen. There's a place of inspections, and I'll tell you how to use inspections to your advantage. I'm not telling you now from this video that if a client says they want to go for inspection, you say no. No, sir, no need for inspection. I'm not telling you that. What I'm telling you is that as a salesperson or as a realtor, don't be the one who pushes the inspection forward. What are you pushing forward? Push the meeting forward. For many reasons. Are you aware that there are cases where somebody says, Mr. Prospect, let's meet at the site. And the person on that day is waiting for the prospect at the site, and the prospect is not showing up. Or the person calls the prospect and says, sir, just a reminder, we are meeting on the site. And he says, oh, sorry, another something came up. Let me get back to you when I'll be ready for this site inspection. However, if you had asked for a meeting and gotten a location and a time, you wouldn't have to call him back to confirm whether he was, or remind him. You will just go and appear in that location. And when you get to that location, when you arrive, I say appear, when you arrive at that location, ladies and gentlemen, at least if he's not there, he would, when you call and tell him, oh, sir, I'm here right now for the meeting, and he says, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I forgot about this meeting today. Please, I'm so sorry. Can we have it again tomorrow? By the time you meet with him tomorrow, you are starting the conversation with an advantage because he's already so sorry that he had delayed you or he didn't show up for the meeting. And that would help you when you will be engaging the next day. Ladies and gentlemen, another final reason why we always say that you should move from the phone to the appointment and not the inspection is that there are people who it affects their mind. It creates mental laziness. I'll give you an example. They are trying to pitch to, they meet a prospect or they engage a prospect over the phone. They've not even done anything to give the person reasons why they should have a meeting. All they're thinking about is inspection. For example, they meet a prospect face to face, and the first thing they're thinking about is inspection. Maybe I meet you at the mall, I meet you at on the lift, or meet you anywhere. I probably can't pitch at that point in time. So I want to reschedule. The next thing they're talking about is an inspection. But they didn't even engage the prospect enough to communicate value, to let the prospect see reasons why they should do business with them. They're going straight for inspection. Or even when they have a face-to-face meeting, at the beginning of the meeting, they're already talking about inspection. No. When you sell in a meeting, ladies and gentlemen, you must sell like the person is going to buy from that meeting without the inspection. That must be the mentality upon which you're going to pitch. Because there are people who, without seeing that property, based on the price points versus what they earn or their financial capacity, if their financial capacity is very, very high, and what you're offering them is not so significant compared to their financial capacity, they can afford to make that purchase without even coming for the inspection. So bring up the inspection only when you realize that the prospect is not making a decision, maybe because he's not yet sure, he feels that there are objections arising, you see he can't move forward in the conversation, and you say, sir, what are your concerns? All right, sir, what if I take you for this inspection and I actually show you? That's when you bring in inspection. So bring in inspection only when you notice that the prospect is dilly-dallying or shilly-shallying around the decision, whether based on any kind of objection he's talking about, whether based on price, whether based on decision-making or any other issues. You can now move it to the inspection. Otherwise, make sure you pitch to the person and sell right there. I'll close this story. One of our students many years ago, he talked about how he went for a conference, and while he was seated there, he was running his own real estate company at the time. The lady next to him, while they were networking, what do you do and all that. By the end of the conference, he had collected a check from her of 10 million naira for one of his properties, landed properties. He had already got her to buy, but he didn't see the property. He just met her in that event. My point is, without anybody seeing your property, they can still do business with you because in reality, you are the property, the salesperson. So thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please remember to like, remember to comment, remember to subscribe. I'm going to drop a video here for you that you can watch that would also enhance what you do and help you close sales a lot better. Thank you. Talk to you soon.